Well, hello there. Welcome to day 29 of the 30-day Get Up and Go Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, your host, your hostess, whatever your talk you through it person, whatever, your guide through this crazy pandemic time to guarantee that you're better off after our 30-day challenge than you were at the beginning of this 30-day challenge. We have covered a lot, and we'll review that in a day or two and talk about the biggest things and the biggest lessons from each day. And I would love if you would share in the comments below your biggest lessons learned throughout the challenge. You can do it today or tomorrow or the next day, or just send me a message and say, hey, this is what I learned. This is something that I hadn't even thought about, and now because of this challenge, I actually heard it and thought about it. I might have heard it 100 times before, but I didn't pay attention to it until we went through this challenge together. Now today I want to talk about a couple of things. Three actually. I want to talk about rituals, which is R, plus H, which stands for positive habits. That's one thing I want to talk about today. I also want to share with you the importance of modeling. Not only modeling and learning from other people, but being either an example or a warning. That's the second thing. And the third thing I want to chat for just a minute or so about is the importance of continuous improvement and personal development and continuing on the journey of becoming who it is that you're here to become. And we'll have a fun exercise, of course, from the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff workbook. I pulled another one out of there. Again, I rolled into that because I want us to do a little thing every day. I want you to do a little thing every day. I do a little thing every day to move me toward what I want, which would be a non-cloggy throat. Let me sneak a drink of nice hot bulletproof coffee this morning. I'm having a bulletproof coffee this morning. I love bulletproof coffee. I discovered it a couple of years ago and I stopped drinking it for a long time. Then I found it at Costco and I couldn't resist. So I grabbed myself some bulletproof coffee with just coconut oil and butter in your coffee, or ghee in your coffee. But it does seem to give you energy and it tastes delicious, better than cream even. So, positive habits and rituals. What the heck's a ritual? A ritual is, of course, a positive habit. Tony Robbins needed his own name for things a long, long time ago, so he started calling habits rituals. Basically the same thing. He used to talk about habits, and then, I don't know, he discovered the word rituals, and he thought it sounded better and more profound, so now they're rituals, right? A ritual is just something that you do religiously, or you do over and over again, or repeatedly to move you toward what it is that you want. Morning rituals, morning habits are a great example of that. We as humans need some structure, at least I do. And so one of the best things that I developed, and I've changed and tweaked mine for over 20 years now, is my morning ritual. What I do every morning to start my day, to make sure that I'm starting my day in the most positive way or in the most powerful way that I possibly can. We could do a whole training or a whole workshop on how to come up with your perfect morning ritual. One thing that I think I mentioned the other day that I've added back to my ritual is listening to my affirmations in my own voice on my phone as I'm getting ready in the morning. My son taught me that, and it is so powerful. And I just started doing that again a couple of days ago because I realized I needed a little extra boost to my morning ritual. So I added that back in. And we add things in and we take them out as we see fit. Same is true of our habits. I'm just talking positive habits. I mean, the thing about habits and rituals is the negative ones are really easy to start and really difficult to stop. The good ones are difficult to start and super easy to stop. I have so many examples of positive habits and things I've done throughout my life, and I've done them consistently for a long, long time, and then all of a sudden I'll stop. I exercised every single day for 8+ years, and then I had an injury and I stopped, and it was really hard to get up and get going and get rolling in that habit, again, that positive ritual, because it was a habit that was hard to start. And then once I got hooked on it, I just committed to myself and did it every day. Then I had something happen, a life event like a pandemic or an accident or a health challenge or a challenge in any area of our life. And I stopped that habit. It was super easy to stop. I couldn't walk, so it was easy to stop and say, I can't walk, therefore I can't exercise, right? So then I broke my habit of exercising every day. But I'm going to encourage you, and actually our action item today, I'm going to sneak in and cheat and jump ahead, but our action item today is to share one habit that you have added, adopted, or will adopt going forward to help you through this situation, which means help you through any difficult situation, right? So pick a habit, pick a ritual, and that's what we're going to share in the comments below. But I still want to talk a little bit about modeling and the importance of learning from other people, modeling people that are doing what you want, modeling from people that have achieved what you want, learning from other people that have already done what you want is the way to gain massive speed and to cut out a lot of the mistakes that you'd have to make by trial and error and doing it on your own. Learn from other people, read their stories, read their books, get their resources, learn from them. Go on YouTube, go on Google, and you can find out how to do almost anything you would want and could imagine doing on the planet. Find the people that resonate with you, and then go follow them on social media. Follow them, go to their websites, check them out. But model people. Now, the other thing about modeling people is as you model people and as you learn, share what you're learning with other people and become the role model and the example of how you want the people that interact with you to behave. Be the role model for your family. Be the leader for your family. Show the kids, show the significant other how you want to be treated by treating them the way you want to be treated. So be a role model. Be an example. Don't be a warning. So often when we behave in ways that are not consistent with who we really are and what we want to show and how we want to show up in the world, we end up being a warning more than we end up being an example. The truth is, people are always, they're not as concerned with us as we think they are, but people are always watching. And I say it often to my kids and the people I work with, and I remind myself, people are always showing us exactly who they are. Now, who they are right now, people change, right? We all have the ability to change. Most people won't. You and I have the ability to change, and we just have to decide that we're going to change. But people show us who we are. So if somebody is treating you in a way that doesn't feel good to you, guess what? That's who they really are. At least that's who they are right now. Will they not change? I got to tell you, they probably won't, right? I am one of those people that married my husband thinking that he would change. Now, I knew better. I don't know why I did it, but I did it, and I did it anyway, right? And I made all kinds of excuses up for why, but if I look back, it was dumb. It was not me listening to my intuition or being true to myself, and I definitely wasn't modeling and being the example. And that meant that I was not the role model and the example that I wanted to be in my marriage for my kids. I was actually the warning, and it's really, really a hard pill to swallow and hard to admit. But as I look back, I absolutely positively was a warning, not an example. Lucky for me, my daughter modeled my parents and my mom's parents when it came to relationships, and she and her husband are absolutely awesome and solid, and they're one of those relationships that just makes your heart warm when you're around it, because you know there's so much love there and so much love and respect for each other. So be the example, not the warning. And the third thing that I want to talk about, that's a personal core value of mine, is continuous improvement and personal development. I don't know when and I don't know where, and I'd have to think back really long and hard to try to figure out where I got the personal development, continuous improvement bug. I don't know if it was in high school, probably in college, when I started studying quality, and continuous improvement was a topic of a lot of my coursework. And I just got hooked on the belief and the understanding that processes and everything is either expanding and growing and getting better, or it's sliding and declining. There isn't any really staying the same, because even though we can only act in the moment of now is always changing and expand. We're either expanding because we're moving toward what we want, or we're contracting because we're moving away from what we want. And those are, that's there's infinite possibilities and ways to do either of those things, but we're either growing or we're declining. So I opt for the growth directive, right? I want to always be learning and growing and moving forward. Sometimes I'll, like everybody else, feel like I'm in a little stagnant puddle because I'm not doing and moving and taking action toward what I want, but those times don't last very long for me. It might be a Saturday, I decide I'm gonna be a vegetable and just read books or watch a show or do something that's not in my normal routine. But sometimes we need that too. We need that breakup in our normal activity and our normal routine and our drive toward what we want. Sometimes we need rest periods, right? That's part of our personal development and continuous improvement as well. So my question is, are you on a track of continuous improvement? Now, the fun activity for today, I think it's fun, I hope you think it's fun too, is out of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And I will take a picture of this, of course, and put it in the comments. It's number 54, and it says, understand the statement, wherever you go, there you are. Now, I don't think a lot of human beings understand this statement or actually consciously realize that this is true. No matter where we go, we take us with us, right? If I go on vacation, so often we think or believe, oh, if I just had a different partner, if I just had a different job, if I just had a different house, if I just had a different car, if I just had better clothes, if I just was taller, if I just was thinner, if I just had a smaller nose, then I would be happy, right? The what ifs. It's the what if it's not the what ifs, it's if only this, then I'd be happy. If only this situation or the world were different. If there was a pandemic and I didn't have to go to work, whatever, we think that we would be different. The truth is, no. The only way we are going to be different or more or better or anything is if we choose and we decide to. So this is a really good exercise in helping us to understand that we are who we are based on the experiences that we've had and the choices we've made, our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs. We're this culmination right now, this minute, who we are right this very instant is the culmination of all of our past experiences, all of the thoughts, all the feelings, all the emotions we've ever felt, all rolled up in one ball that planted us and have us right where we are right now. And the only way the right where we are right now is going to change is if we do something now. And so this is a really good exercise to understand that if we're an angry, resentful victim now, the only way that's going to change is if we make changes. Otherwise, we could win the lottery tomorrow and we're still going to be an ornery, grumpy victim of the world and our circumstances, even when we win the lottery, right? Even when something amazing and tremendous and good happens to us, we're still going to be the same person unless we choose to change. There's the saying, money doesn't make us better, it just makes us more of what we already are. So if you're a jerk before you get a lot of money and you win the lottery, you're just going to be a jerk with a lot of money and probably hurt more people because you can impact more people with more money being a bigger jerk. So I think this was a good exercise for today to remind us that, again, we want to be personally developing, continuously improving, and be asking ourselves, who do I want to be? Who do I want to show up in the world as? And then move toward that person all the time. So that's our exercise for today. That is our lesson for today. If you have any questions or thoughts or comments on this, share below. Otherwise, tomorrow's day 30. Tomorrow is our last day already of this challenge. So get up and go. Share your habit today in the comments below. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow for our last day of the 30-day Get Up and Go challenge. If I can help you in any way, please ask me. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Bye.